Ready to intro the video? Do you want me to do it or do you want to do it? I'll do it. In this video, we're talking about backpacking layer systems. I have here in front of me 3 complete layering systems at 3 very different price points. I'll get to what my favorite layering system is at the very end, but first, let's start with my cheapest layering system at $300. What do you think of that? Do you want to start with the cheapest one? Shoo! Time to leave. This is my show, gosh darn. All 3 of these layering systems have the exact same type of apparel. A full set of base layers, a pair of hiking pants, a sun hoodie, a fleece jacket, an insulated jacket, and a rain jacket. The total cost of my cheapest layering system is $300, my middle is $600, and then the most expensive layering system I have is a whopping $1,200. Keep in mind that everything that I'm talking about in this video is gear that I think is worth its cost. Scooch!
Okay, it's coming in. Oh my God.
I mentioned that the total cost of all of these layers together is $300. It's actually $326 to be specific. So let's start by talking about my budget base layers. These are Cuddle Duds, and I got them at Walmart, and I have absolutely fallen in love with them. The total cost of this set of base layers, which is a top and a bottom, is $30, which is great. The best part about these bottoms is the wide waistband. This was so comfortable to wear underneath my hiking pants, especially with a hip belt on, and I also found them really warm and cozy to sleep in. I also really love that both the bottoms and the top, and this set of Cuddle Duds that I have is fleece lined, so it has this little like microfiber fleece lining in it, and that makes it just so comfortable against your skin. Honestly, I would recommend them regardless of cost. A set of base layers is a crucial part of your layering system because base layers are what you should sleep in at night. Fun fact, if you are using an EN or ISO rated sleeping bag, then the temperature rating on that sleeping bag is tested assuming that you're wearing a full set of base layers. Now let's talk about my hiking pants and my sun hoodie. The hiking pants that I have here are from a brand called Bayleaf. Bayleaf is a Chinese company that makes a ton of different fitness and like athleisure apparel. So these are just their basic hiking pants. I think they call them like a trekker pant. They are a wide-ish leg, but then they have a little cinch at the bottom. They are just a pull-on style with a drawstring. They are very quick drying and wicking. They feel really light and airy, and they cost only $30. They're also kind of cute, you know? Like I put them on and I'm like, ooh, athleisure. Bayleaf hiking pants. Now let's talk about my sun hoodie. This sun hoodie is from a company called Sea Made. This is definitely designed for like beaches and boats, but it still feels really light, it breathes well, and most importantly, it does exactly what you need a sun hoodie to do, which is protect you from the sun. The hood itself has a little port where you can like pull your hair through. Also, this is the main reason why I got this sun hoodie. It has these little holes for your watch.
Show me.
Okay. Movie magic doesn't have thumb holes, but it does have these little loops, so that allows you to kind of keep the fabric over your hands a bit more. And then my favorite part, the watch port. How cool is that?
Wait, let's test it. Let's test it really fast.
Okay.
Walking along. Oh, excuse me, ma'am. Do you happen to have the time?
I do. 9:15.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The UPF protection on this is 50, and that's the same UPF protection that I have in my middlemost and most expensive layering system. The cost on this is about $20, and it does come in a wide range of sizes and colors. Movie magic, poof! Now for my fleece. The fleece that I have here is the Amazon Basics fleece. This costs $28.50, and there's not a ton to say about it. It's basic, it's simple, it's got a zipper, it's got zipper pockets, it fits well, it's comfortable, it's a fleece. Comes in a wide range of colors, it also comes in a lot of different sizes, and it comes in a men's, a women's, and a child size. Downside of this fleece though, it is an absolute pet hair magnet. Literally magnets them.
Oh my God, it literally went right to it.
I'm telling you. Zoop. Yep. Wow, it's so annoying. Okay, that's enough. Of all my backpacking layers, a fleece jacket is definitely the easiest thing to find secondhand. So if you don't want to buy this one from Amazon Basics, make sure to check your thrift store. Just ensure that if you are getting a fleece, you're getting something that is 100% polyester and not cotton. Moving on, let's talk about my insulated jacket. This is the Decathlon 4-class down jacket. And it is not only my favorite budget insulated jacket, right now it's actually my favorite down jacket overall. This thing is so warm, it's so fantastic, it's lightweight. I just think it's so great. The Decathlon 4Clouds used to cost $99. The price has gone up to $120, but even with that, it is one of the cheapest and best made down jackets that I have ever encountered. While it is much less expensive than many other down jackets, it is still quite lightweight. It's easy to pack, and after using it for well over a year, this jacket has not fallen apart on me at all. That is a clear sign that this is a high quality jacket. Quick little layering tip for you. I would recommend getting an insulated jacket that fits over top of all your other layers. That way, if you need to wear it with all your layers, you can, but if you don't, you're not sacrificing any additional warmth by having a little bit of extra space. All right, the rain jacket that I chose for my cheapest layering system is the REI Rainier rain jacket. This jacket costs $100. The Rainier is a 2.5 layer waterproof rain jacket. And what that means is that you basically have 2 layers of material that are bonded together. So you have your waterproof membrane, and then there is this sprayed on or painted on half layer, which you can kind of see with these little dots. And that provides a little bit of space between your body and the waterproof sort of plasticky feeling membrane, which makes it more comfortable and more breathable. It has a hood that can be pulled back or cinched back. You have pit zips, which allows you to let out even more air. And best of all, it packs down into its own pocket, and it packs quite small. I think that if you are buying your first ever backpacking rain jacket, getting something like the REI Rainier at about $100 is gonna last you a long time. That rounds out my cheapest layering system. Like I said, the total cost of this layering system is $326, full price. But you might have some of this stuff or good options lying around at home. If you're gonna like scour your closet for stuff, just make sure that you avoid any cottons and stick with things that are wholly polyester, and your rain jacket should be truly waterproof, not just water resistant. Let's move on from my cheapest layering system to my most expensive layering system, because the difference between this and that is pretty huge. But first, we're going to take a break for the sun. It's getting quite bright in here. All right, now it is time to talk about my most expensive layering system. In total, all of these pieces of clothing cost $1,167, which is expensive. But after testing a ton of different gear, these pieces make up my favorite high price layering system. Let's start by talking about my base layers, which look pretty funky. So this is the Brynja base layer set, and these base layers are made out of this meshy material that actually has holes in it, exactly like fishnet. These little pockets in the mesh trap air. Your body heats that air, and then it sits close to your skin, and that's what really keeps you warm. Cool? Oh gosh, these are really attracting hair. Sorry. These Brynja base layers are made of a synthetic material. The base layer top is $80 and the base layer bottoms are $110. I have the Brynja base layer crew neck top, but they have a couple different versions of this. The bottoms themselves are also really comfortable. You can see that the actual seat itself is made of a full knit material. It's not this meshy stuff, so that allows it to be a bit more durable. And then the knees as well have a backing on them.
You know what's great about those is that if you wear them, you're not only prepared for cold weather in the wilderness, but you're also prepared in case a dance party from the early to mid 2000s breaks out.
Exactly.
Tonight will be the night.
Now, if you don't like the idea of the Brynja base layers, there are a couple brands of wool base layers that I'd recommend. For women, I would recommend Kari Tra, and for men, Smart Wool tends to be kind of the go-to. What are your favorite base layers?
Whatever ones I can wear in a My Chemical Romance music video.
Shut up. Those are my Brynja base layers. Moving on, this is a merino wool blend sun hoodie from Outdoor Vitals. It's also inside out. Hold on. So the material for the Turn hoodie is a merino wool and polyester blend, which allows it to be really soft and really comfortable, not at all scratchy. It's really lightweight. It wicks moisture beautifully. It doesn't smell because of the antimicrobial factor of wool. And all in all, I just find this to be one of the most comfortable pieces of backpacking gear that I've ever worn. One downside about this hoodie is that Outdoor Vitals does not have a wide size range, and this is a unisex hoodie. So I wound up getting the men's small, but it fits me great. It's comfortable. It's just something to keep in mind. Their size range is not very wide. Now, let's move on to my hiking pants. These are the Stio Pinedale hiking pants, and I adore these pants. The Stio Pinedales are a mid-weight hiking pants, so they're not super light and thin like the ones from Bayleaf, but they do breathe really well. I love the fact that they have this little cuff at the bottom so I can tighten that around my shoes, which makes it really nice if I'm hiking in like brushier areas or want to kind of keep dirt from coming up into my pants. And then they have a bunch of different pockets. So we've got a zip pocket on the back, we've got 2 huge pockets on the side, and then this vertical pocket right here on the leg fits my phone perfectly. So it has this little adjustable belt that goes all the way around the back. It lies nicely underneath the hip belt on my pack. It's got a ton of stretch in it. They are very comfortable and breathable. I think that they're flattering. They look good, and they're just made by this wonderful brand based out of Wyoming that I just think is so great. The Stio Pinedale pants cost $149, which is considerably more expensive than the Bayleaf hiking pants that I talked about earlier, but it's also on par with a lot of other pricier hiking pants. In the case of the Pinedales, I think they are absolutely worth it. Stio Pinedale, y'all ask about these pants so often, so I hope that I've given you info on them. They're great. Now, let's talk about my fleece. The fleece jacket that I have here is a hold on, let me start again. The fleece that I have here is a custom microgrid hood. Damn it! This is a custom microgrid hoodie from Sam Bob. Sam Bob is a small company that's based out of Portland, Maine that makes these custom fleeces. And what that means is that you actually get to choose every single color that goes into the making of this fleece. The Sam Bob fleece has become an absolute favorite of mine, not just because I think it's really fun colors and I like the company, but mostly because it is the coziest and the warmest fleece that I have ever worn. And it just is one of my staple backpacking layers now. The material that it's made out of, this microgrid, is really soft and really breathable, but it also just insulates your body really well. The fleece itself is not super heavy, it's easy to pack. I adore it. I think it's perfect. Sam Bob has a few different styles of their fleeces, and you can do a hoodie with pockets, you can do a slim fit or a wide fit. There's just so many ways to customize this fleece for yourself. Now, because of the customizability of the Sam Bob fleece, it does not come at a low price point. This fleece does cost $120, and that price will adjust depending on any other features you add. But at $120, I do really think this fleece is worth it because it's just so great. Ta-da! That is my fleece. Now let's move on to my insulated jacket. The jacket that I chose for this expensive layering system is the Arc'teryx Cerium down jacket. This jacket specifically is actually not mine. This one is Rainer's down jacket, but I used a Cerium for a really long time. The Arc'teryx Cerium costs $400. I know it is pricey, but it is a wonderfully made and really great jacket. The Arc'teryx Cerium is an 850 fill power down jacket. It does, however, have a few spots where it uses synthetic insulation in the shoulders and in the cuffs. And that's because those areas on the jacket get a lot of wear and are also likely to get wet. And synthetic insulation is going to keep you warm even when it's wet, whereas down insulation does not. I wound up selling my Arc'teryx Cerium to a friend of mine because I swapped it for the 4-Claws from Decathlon. That's how much I love that down jacket. Rainer, however, is still an Arc'teryx Cerium diehard. It is actually in really good shape.
I think I've washed it twice.
That's disgusting. Wash your jackets more, y'all. You're like those people who don't wash their water bottles.
You're supposed to wash your water bottles?
Now let's talk about my rain jacket. This is the Outdoor Vitals 2-Share rain jacket, and it is a wonderful, super lightweight and minimalist rain jacket that is designed to be hiked in. This is a great example of when less is more. For example, rather than having a Velcro closure that's kind of bulky, Outdoor Vitals has chosen to just do this small piece of elastic. The hood is just one size fits all. There's no toggles. They've also opted to not put pockets on this rain jacket. By eliminating pockets, you eliminate any possible areas for water to come in, and it just winds up being a much more streamlined and lighter weight jacket overall. The Outdoor Vitals 2-Share rain jacket actually uses 2 different types of waterproof membranes. So they have one that is more durable in the shoulders and other high use areas on the jacket. And then they have another type of membrane that they use that prioritizes breathability in areas where you're gonna be sweating a lot. This rain jacket costs $230. Keep in mind that with backpacking gear, you really can't find something that is durable and lightweight and cheap. You kind of have to pick two of those things. And in the case of the Toucher, they have chosen to create a durable and lightweight jacket by sacrificing price a little bit. But truly, this jacket rules. Okay, so I've talked about my cheapest backpacking layers, and now I've shown you my favorite expensive backpacking layers. Now let's move on to talk about that middle tier of layers. Goodbye pricey stuff, bring in the moderate stuff. Zoom, zoom. Really quickly before we move on, let's take a quick moment to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is, oh jeez, what was that about? LMNT electrolytes. As you all know, I absolutely adore LMNT electrolytes, and I consider them to be a very important part of my backpacking and outdoorsy lifestyle. If you haven't heard of LMNT before, it is an electrolyte drink mix that contains 1,000 milligrams of sodium and no sugar, but it comes in a wide variety of different delicious flavors. LMNT is really important for me because I have chronic migraines and I tend to get really dehydrated very easily, and so my body actually needs a lot of salt to help retain all of that water. But LMNT is really great for anyone who is backpacking or exercising and exerting themselves and finds that they are suffering from any kind of dehydration symptoms. Things like headaches, muscle cramps, fatigue, all of those are generally a sign that you need more salt. And that is where LMNT comes in handy. You can go to the link below, which is drinklmnt.com/Miranda goes outside, place an order there, and you'll get a sample pack of 8 of LMNT's most popular flavors. Quick water break for me, and then we'll get back to the video. That's how you throw. Let's move on to talk about my middle price point of backpacking layers. All the layers that I have here come together to cost a total of $640. So first up, I have here the REI mid-weight base layers. REI makes a mid-weight, a lightweight, and I think they still make a heavyweight base layer. I am here to tell you, the only one you should ever purchase is the midweight one. Both of these pieces cost $55, so together this base layer set is $110. I love the REI midweight base layers, truly. They're very warm, very comfortable. They wick moisture super well. They're super cozy to sleep in. And I think that for the price, they are probably the most durable and reliable base layers that I've ever found. The REI midweight base layers come in a women's, a men's, and also a youth version, and they do come in a plus size as well. So you can truly find these for nearly any body type.
But as pajamas, do they have the onesie ones with the butt flap?
I would so go for midweight onesie base layers with a butt flap. Dude, no, they don't, but they really should. Anyway, base layers, moving on. So the hiking pants that I have here are the REI Trail Made hiking pants. The material itself is much lighter in feel than my Stio hiking pants, but much more robust in feel from the Bayleaf hiking pants. Just zip up this fly. It's making me nervous even though there's no body in it. The REI Trail Made hiking pants cost $70. They do come in a lot of sizes and a lot of colors. They also come in a men's version. These also have normal 2 pockets, boop and boop. In the back, we have 2 slot pockets as well.
Slot pocket.
Yum. These also have a little cinch at the bottom, so just like my other 2 pairs of pants, I can tighten these around my ankles if I need to. But there are some things that these pants do not have that my more expensive pants do. First of all, the material is not stretchy at all. I also feel like they aren't as durable as my more expensive Stio pants. At $70, I think that the REI Trail Made hiking pants are a fantastic choice for anybody who is getting more into hiking, is spending more time hiking through brush or rough trails, and wants something that's gonna be really durable and long lasting without paying a premium price before you know what type of pants you like. They're great. Yeah. Hiking pants. All right, next up is my sun hoodie. This is the REI Sahara Sunshade Hoodie. I think that every single person on the Miranda Goes Outside crew owns one of these.
It's because it's the GOAT.
It is the GOAT.
The GOAT!
It is the bomb. This sun hoodie rules. The REI Sahara Sunshade Hoodie costs $50. The cuffs have thumb holes. The hood is really big and easily covers your head. And then it does have a little drawstring kind of tucked on the inside right here. if you need to cinch it around your face. Mine just has like a permanent stench to it, but it's well loved. This Sahara Sunshade hoodie is so comfortable. I can wear it for hours on end and never ever notice it. It not only keeps the sun off really effectively, but it also wicks moisture really well. I have worn this hoodie hiking for 5 days straight in temperatures that are well over 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and I have been hot, but comfortable. Speaking of sun, got bright in here. All right, without pause, this is the sun hoodie that I think every backpacker should own. Best 50 bucks I ever spent. The fleece that I have here in my middle price tier is another REI piece. This is the REI Trail Made fleece. Yeah. This is also made with a 100% recycled polyester fleece, which is obviously a great thing. And overall, the fit of it, the comfort of it, the ease of wash and wear, just make it a great choice. Boop. Boop. As with everything from REI, this does come in a men's, a women's, and in plus sizes. Oh, before I move on, this fleece costs 60 bucks. Thank you, fleece. Great, let's move on to talk about my insulated jacket. The insulated jacket that I have here is the Enlightened Equipment Apex Torrid jacket. It is so light, it is very comfortable, it is like just perfect. It's perfect, I love it. The Apex Torrid jacket costs $200 and it is made from a synthetic insulation called Apex. One of my biggest complaints about synthetics jackets is frequently that I find them to be not as packable and not as warm as down jackets. That is, until I got the Apex Torrid from Enlightened Equipment. What makes this jacket so great is how warm it is while still being super lightweight, and the fact that because it's a synthetic insulated jacket, it still keeps you warm even if it gets damp. It rules. That's all. That's all you need to know. Apex Torrid jacket from Enlightened Equipment, $200, and my favorite middle tier price point jacket. Woo! Last but not least, let's talk about my rain jacket. The rain jacket that I chose for this middle tier is a fairly new one for me, but it has quickly just stolen my heart and become a favorite. This is the Lightheart rain jacket. This rain jacket costs $150, and it is the most basic and grooviest rain jacket that packs so small and so light. It is not breathable. I'm gonna just tell you that right away. It's not meant to be breathable. It has huge pit zips. Look at these pit zips. They're enormous. You could like put your whole head in them. It has little toggles on the hood so you can cinch the hood around your face. It is fully seam taped. It is super durable. It's got stretchy elastic cuffs, and it has a little Velcro so you can tighten it around your wrist. And all in all, it's just the best backpacking rain jacket I've ever found. Packs into this little pocket. Look how small. I have shown you 3 complete backpacking layering systems at 3 radically different price points. But does that mean that these basically go good, better, and best? Not necessarily. All of the apparel that I have in front of me is stuff that I would recommend and things that I use. But what I might choose is going to vary depending on the type of backpacking or the type of trip that I'm going on. Your ideal backpacking layering system will probably draw pieces of clothing from all of these price tiers depending on your needs. And to demonstrate that, I want to show you what of all of this stuff I choose most often for most of my backpacking trips. This is my personal favorite backpacking layering system. I have here my synthetic base layers from REI, my Stio Pinedale pants, my Sam Bob fleece, my REI Sahara Sun hoodie, my Lightheart rain jacket, and the Enlightened Equipment Torrid jacket. I have found this whole kit of gear to be the most comfortable, the stuff that I want to use the most often, and it is the most versatile. I can easily layer my sun hoodie and my fleece and this jacket and be really warm. I can pop on a base layer shirt underneath if I need to add additional warmth. I can easily layer these pants underneath these Stios. All in all, it's just the best and most versatile for me. Now, if I'm backpacking in really cold temperatures, I might actually swap this for that 4 claws down jacket. And if I'm gonna be exerting a ton of energy and sweating a lot and hiking in my base layers, I might swap these for the Brignet. But again, That is all just going to depend on your needs. I have a lot of backpacking clothing because I've been backpacking for over 15 years and because I do this for a living. But if you can find the perfect backpacking layering system that works for the majority of the conditions where you're hiking, that is really all you need. It can be so easy to feel like you have to constantly have like a new pair of pants or like a new shirt or whatever. You don't. You just need one really good layering system that works for the vast majority of the time. Cool. If you're curious, the total cost of this backpacking layering system is roughly $800. So kind of right in between the most expensive and the middle tier. All right, great. So that covers my 3 favorite backpacking layering systems at 3 different price points, as well as how I combine all 3 to create my ideal layering system. I hope this video has been helpful for you, whether you're just getting started at backpacking or if you're looking to upgrade some of your apparel. And if you liked this video, make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you outside. Bye.